Something I need everyone to understand is that the Earth is not splitting into two timelines. It is not simply 3D versus 5D. What is happening with the collective awakening is that everyone is awakening to the truth that everyone has their own reality. So consensus reality is actually splitting into infinite timelines. When people say like, oh, it's the 3D, 5D split, that's a very black and white way to look at things. And the whole point of unity consciousness and raising consciousness and higher consciousness is to actually find the third way, because that is what breaks the paradigm, the old paradigm, the black, white, good versus evil. So actually what is necessary is everyone splitting off into their own reality. That is what disrupts the status quo or consensus reality. And that is what this Saturn-Neptune conjunction, sextiling both Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, and Pluto and Uranus are trining each other. That is what this is doing. It is the further individuation of consciousness. We are all individuated aspects of Source, of the one consciousness that you can call Source, you can call Spirit, you can call God, and we co-create reality together. And they know this, which is why they try to keep us in a certain frequency so they can control reality and make it the way they want it to be. But with this basket formation and the Great Awakening and everyone waking up, people are gaining spiritual sovereignty. That is Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. It's spiritual sovereignty and further individuation of consciousness. And I know you might be thinking, wow, that sounds chaotic. And you might also be thinking like, damn, harsh individualization. Isn't that what we don't want? Isn't that like the problem in, say, a country like the United States of America? And while that's true, we can only unify as much as we can individuate. And this is all like, you can look into like Carl Jung's, whole like path of individuation. You go through all of these parts and all these like spiritual awakening, and there's like the shadow work and the, there's the different, you can look at it from so many different lenses, like the rubedo, like the alchemy point, like the 3 phases of alchemization, whatever. But no matter how you slice it up, we have to individuate in order to reclaim our individual power and sovereignty so that we can gather together and contribute and share and cultivate and create collectively with our own power intact, so that it's not just a bunch of groupthink and people getting swayed by propaganda, which is what we have had for a very long time. So yeah, I just had to pop off because I saw yet another reel about 3D, 5D split, and it's like, there's not 2 realities, there are infinite. And I think maybe eventually it'll, everything has to fall apart in order to come back together. And when we come back together, then yeah, maybe there will be a more unified consensus reality again, but first it has to split off. We have to find our individual power and sovereignty.